Hello everyone, I'm Ben from Ellii. In this video I'm going to show you a new feature that we've created called study packs. Now study packs are collections of lessons that have been glued together by theme or grammar structure or something like that. And typically a study pack will have anywhere from 4 to 6 lessons at a time within one pack. And we've made it really easy for you to assign that study pack, all 4 or 6 lessons, all at once to your students in one go. So typically at Ellii, you'll have to find one individual lesson at a time and assign one lesson at a time. But sometimes you want to just assign a whole pack all at once. And instead of you taking the time to go and curate that yourself, our publishing team has done a lot of that work for you. They know the content inside and out, and they know what works really well together. So they've started creating these study packs, and we're just getting started on this, but we're going to really grow out that study pack library to make it easy for you to assign multiple lessons all at once that have some sort of theme. So let me show you how this works. Right now I'm on a Discover page where we're featuring our new study packs, but the easiest way, and you can get there from here, but the easiest way that you'll normally be able to get there is by going up to the top, clicking Materials, and then clicking Study Packs. Now, once I get into study packs, you'll see this big library of different types of study packs all here. Up at the top, we've got a filter for types of study packs. So we've got study packs based on dialogues, grammar, vocabulary, or topic-based. And then over here as well, there's a level to filter down to only focus on one particular level. So I'm teaching a conversation English class right now for adults at an intermediate level. So I like to look for sort of themes around conversation. So I think that this topic-based section for study packs would be a great way for me to find content quickly. They've got some here on about friends called Friends Forever, City Trekkers. I think that's all learning about different cities around the world and talking about those cities, singing stars, etc. But we've been focused a lot in my class right now on things like technology and innovation. So I'm looking for something like that, and there was one right here called Tech Talk. So I'm going to click into that and see what lessons are available in here in this study pack. There's 6 lessons up at the top. There's some information about it. It's good for teens and adults, high intermediate to advanced. That's sort of perfect for the age or for the level that I'm teaching right now. There's an overview here about this study pack, and there's a focus here. As well, I can click on View More and sort of get a course description here about each of these different lessons that are going to be available. And down below is the syllabus. So these are the 6 lessons that are in that pack that have already been curated together. Now, if I wanted to just assign one of these lessons, I could, of course, click into one of them and go and assign the way that I normally would. But these are all grouped together by our publishing team. They make sense to be sort of taught one after the next. And so I've got this very convenient, simple button here, Add to Class. It's also up at the top as well, Add to Class right here. And if I click that, it adds that whole pack. It adds all 6 of those lessons all at once to my class. So I'm going to put that into this intermediate conversation class that I'm teaching. I've got 4 other classes here, but this is the one that it's relevant for. This is the one that I want to teach it to. So I'll click intermediate conversation class, and I'm going to put it right into my prepping lane. I'm not ready to assign it to my students, but I know that I want to assign it within the next week or so. So I'll put it into my prepping lane so that I see it front and center next time I go to that class. Down at the bottom, this little message pops up, so I can jump right to that class that I've just put it in as a shortcut. But if I ever want to get back to it at some other point, I just click into my classes up at the top under Classroom, and I'll click into my intermediate conversation class. And there it is. There's that study pack right here, Tech Talk, in my prepping lane with all the other things that I was planning to teach. So, you can drag things around into the order that you want to teach them in, but I do want to teach that study pack soon, or I want to assign it soon to my students, so I'm going to leave that up at the top. Now, if I need a reminder of what is in that study pack, there's a couple of ways to do it. I can just click this little chevron here next to 6 lessons, and it will expand down and show me all the different lessons that are in here. As well, if I click on the modal for the study pack, I can get right back to that study pack from the previous page, right here. And there it is there. I know exactly what's in there. All right, so I'll close this chevron, and over here behind here I've got a student that I'm logged in as well. So this is Amir. He's a student in my class. He's only in one of my classes, so he only sees this intermediate conversation class. And if he clicks into that class, you can see he's got 2 assignments right now. He's supposed to watch this video about tag questions, and he's also supposed to be working on this lesson about influencers. And you can see that's what's in my teaching lane. So anything that's in my teaching lane, my students have access to right away. So I want to assign this whole study pack to my students, and I kind of want them to just start looking at the content on their own, when they have some time. So as soon as I put that into that lane, the teaching lane, my students have access to, and they can go right into that study pack, and they can start doing all of these lessons instantly. So just like that, I've given my students 6 lessons that they can work on sequentially, one at a time, maybe as homework, maybe on their own at home. So that's one way of doing it. Another way is that maybe I want to put this into that teaching lane, but I don't want my students to have access to all of the content yet. I want to unlock these sort of one at a time, once a week, or maybe we're doing this course every day. And so maybe one day at a time, I want to unlock a lesson. So it's really easy to do that. You can just simply click on this chevron again, and there's this little eyeball here to make things visible or invisible to your students, which is essentially like locking or unlocking the lessons. So I'll go ahead and click on the I for all of the lessons except for the first one, and that deselects them. And now if the student goes back here and logs in, the next time if they refresh, they're only going to see the one lesson that I have visible, talking to technology. So we do that lesson, maybe we do it in class, and as homework, as follow-up, the next day or the next evening, I want my students to start working on the next one. So I'll just simply make this one visible, and the next time they log in, they'll see the next one, and gradually we get through all of them one at a time. And just like that, my students have instant access to all of the content there. Really cool, really simple, really convenient to be able to assign multiple lessons all at once. Now, one last thing, all of these study packs that live inside of your teaching lanes here do have the ability to leave notes as usual, so I can just click on the item as a whole, and I can leave a note about this study pack right here. I can make a due date for the whole study pack as I normally would. I can copy and share the link to an LMS. Or to Google Classroom. And as well, I can do that for each of my individual assignments as well within a study pack. So there's all these different lessons. I can click onto one of them and leave a note about that specific lesson and a due date as well. And my students will see that note and the due date the next time that they open that lesson or click into that study pack. So that's it. Hope you love the study packs. We hope you find them really convenient. Every week we'll be adding more study packs and growing out that library. Happy teaching and all the best.